pressing the wrong button like a tit. Right. Right, there we go. Hello. Right, we should be sorted now. Oh dear. We will get there. We have got Hungary tonight for round 3. It should bring up some interesting battles along the way, and hopefully, once again, some more interesting ends, shall we say, to the first couple of races of the season. So, plenty of cars out on track at the minute, and who is the first one out for flying up? Let's have a little look. It is a Williams, I believe, but who is it? It is the Williams of Clint who will be first to set a lap time today. And what can he do in a moment? He's just about to cross the line to start his lap. And heading into turn 1 he goes. He is... Oh, most drivers, I guess, would be running quite a high downforce setup for Hungary. It is quite dependent on the low speed corners and plenty of grip needed to get through, especially through sector 2 with the slight twisting corners and some medium speed corners along the way, as we've just seen there in the middle of sector 2. We've got Clint. So far he will be the first driver to set purple sectors, 54 seconds so far through the first couple of sectors, and heading down the final 2 corners he goes. What will the benchmark be for the drivers at the minute? He has also got a Red Bull behind. Would he have given him a fair bit of tow? Clint has gone fastest so far out of the first 2 drivers that we've had, exception closely following with 3 tenths behind Adam, and the McLaren of McCoy will be next across the line. McCoy's gone into the pits. Adam will go quickest overall with a 16.364. That is pretty quick for the Mercedes driver. Oro in 3rd place with a 16.4. This is extremely close from the first 4 drivers across the line so far. Pizza selling a 20.0. Must be a banker lap for them there, and plenty of pace left in that Mercedes of Pizza as well. Mr. G setting an 18.8 at the moment. Steady lap so far for the Red Bull driver, and no doubt will aim to push a little bit more time off of that as we head through the qualifying session at the minute. We have got, as you see, all 20 drivers today, so a nice full grid on what can be quite a tight circuit with not many overtaking zones, and the main real one being down the main straight into turn 1, and not always the easiest place to get anything done really through that part of the circuit, or really any of it. It's gonna be a fairly tough one. I'm pretty sure we will see plenty of attempted overtakes in the race ahead, and as long as the race goes like qualifying has done so far, then we are in for a good little treat here of plenty of wonderful action from hopefully all 20 cars today. So Capitano heading around the final corner. He is gone 10th fastest so far, 19.2. Steady lap once again for the Haas driver, and probably will go slightly a little bit quicker on the next one. We just see Rowdy coming across the line as well. He's gone 9th fastest so far, just ahead of his teammate tonight of Mr. G. And steady session so far for the two Racing Bull drivers, and nice easy going ish session so far for them. Let's head further down the grid. We've got Logan in 19th place, his teammate in 18th place as well. Neither McLaren's setting lap times at the minute. Pretty sure they're going to try and give each other a bit of a tow heading round. Here we go. Will setting a purple sector 1 there as we've just clocked onto his. As we just go onto his car, we see it clock up on the minimap. Heading through sector 2, the traffic moving out of the way pretty nicely for the Ferrari driver. Will flying through now, and what will the sector 2 time be? A 54.7. Was it purple there as well? I'm not 100% sure, but it is looking very, very strong so far for Will now. And where can he stick the Ferrari? Currently his teammate is 15th without a lap time. He will be going up in to the top 5 for Will with a 1:16.8. Very, very strong time there for the Ferrari drivers. Let's jump on board the two McLarens. They have both started their laps now. Both in the, both the back two cars at the moment. Only themselves, Jensen, Badger, Ninja and Alex not set laps so far. Who is going to be across the line for these guys first? Alex is on a flying lap at the minute. He has looked strong in the first two races that he's done it so far this season, both as a reserve driver as well. I believe now he does actually have a full-time seat, I believe. I'll double check that in a minute, and he will go across the line in a second, round the final corner, and goes 8th fastest with 17.2. Very strong lap from the Sauber driver at the minute, and looking pretty good so far as well. McCoy in the McLaren went 10th fastest, and his teammate 15th fastest so far. We've got Ninja about to cross the line. We've just gone onto his car in time and goes fastest overall. That is a 15.8 for the Ferrari driver of Ninja, half a second quicker of the Mercedes of Adam. That is going to be one hell of a time to beat in the final 8.5 minutes of the session. What can everyone else do to bring themselves anywhere near that time at the minute? Because from what we've seen so far, that is extremely tough to beat right now. So we've got EA currently on another flying lap at the minute. Heading through sector 2 he goes. ERS overtake on forward, a little bit of a straight, heading through turns 9, 10 and 11 as we go through 11 now, across sector 2 zone there as well. looking a pretty strong lap from what we've seen. He did go 7 tenths up so far through the middle sector. What can he do on this final part of the track now? He is quite a bit up on his time. He is about to go across the line. He upped to 5th and lost a small amount of time in the final sector, but not very much at all. But it takes 6 tenths off of his time, heads into the top 5, and puts the Alpine nicely in contention for a potential possibility of a top 3 starting spot and maybe even a front row. So Edgar in the Aston Martin. Once again, we are catching these drivers through sector 2, but he is not currently on a lap. And is Mr. G on a lap? I'm not too sure right now. I don't believe he is. Currently 11th fastest, looking strong round Hungary at the minute, and probably, like many others, feel well, it could even be some pretty decent laps or personal best from drivers in this session. Hungary is not an easy track to put right at the best of times. So, with some of these lap times coming in, more than likely a very varied set of times from drivers, and some even probably going quicker than what they know they can. We know what Hungary is capable of. We know it is difficult to drive, and yeah, it's going to be tough for the majority of these in qualifying, as we see here. Badger having a small moment on the exit of turn 4 there as he comes through sector 1. He is, I'm not sure if he hasn't actually set a lap time yet, so Badger is pretty much going all out on these next 5 minutes of qualifying, and the remaining 5 minutes for that matter as well. The Sauber struggling through sector 2, took a little bit too much of his took a bit too much out of the tyre from that moment earlier on, used all of his battery. Now it's not going to be easy for the rest of this lap, and I'm very surprised that he has carried this one on. He may just want a lap time down at the minute, but he is currently 19th fastest. He will cross the line and go, he will only just slightly go into 18th place, and will he have enough fuel to go round a couple, at least once more on a flying lap shortly? So Ice on his flying potentially final flying lap. A few drivers could be putting fuel in for multiple laps in this final final part of the session. So Alex is currently on a slow lap at the minute. He is miles down on his time, although crossing the line any minute now. He was just under 2 tenths down on his time through sector 2. He has gone almost half a second quicker on his time overall, up into second, 2 tenths off of Ninja, who's on an out lap. We will go down to his car in a minute. We will see what he will be capable of in his next qualifying run. And why is this not working? There we go. So 7 in the Williams, heading round the final 2 corners. I'm not sure he's on a lap. No, heading into the pit lane. Ice and Tin Man both on flying laps at the minute, I believe. We will find out if Ice is on a lap in a minute. He's used a fair bit of battery if he isn't, but we'll go back to him in a minute. Rowdy in 14th place at the minute. Jensen going 3rd place currently with only a couple of minutes of qualifying remaining. He will attempted to take the fight to the top two of Ninja and Oro, but not quite able to do much at the minute. Would he have enough fuel? Not sure how much any of these drivers have got in at the minute. It will be tough to work out as of right now, but we'll find out if he goes round again. Here is Oro in line to potentially take pole position of Ninja, who is currently through the midsection of Sector 2, not actually on a lap at the minute though, has possibly backed out of that previous one due to traffic ahead, whereas Oro is flying through Sector 2 at the minute, taking the apexes nicely there and heading in to the quickest part. Slightly goes over track limits there, invalidates his lap. That is extremely unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver at the minute, as we see Ninja now heading down to the first corner, and DRS was wide open there into the second DRS zone of the circuit, the only two on this track as well. Into turn 3 we go, up to the medium to quick right-hander now. Through the end of sector 1 we go. He is just over 2 tenths down on his time at the minute. It is not going to matter right now. He is currently fastest overall. Let's see where everyone else is at the minute. We will see where Jensen is. He is flying through. He's half a tenth up on his time at the moment. How is Adam getting on? He's currently 4th fastest at the minute. We've just seen Ninja in validating his lap here. It could be crucial. It may not matter too much at the end. Whereas Adam setting a purple sector 2 there. Jensen not too sure what's going on with him at the moment. We'll find out. Adam looking very strong through the second sector at the minute. He's looked strong through the third sector. He was a few tenths up on his time. He's gone 3rd fastest overall. He's just overtaken Jensen, who's about to cross the line. Stays 4th fastest for the Haas at the minute. EA going into 4th now and setting a decent lap there at the end. We've got one McLaren about to cross the line. It is I believe that was McCoy going 11th fastest. We've got a teammate in 15th. Alex going up into 5th fastest now with a 16.2. Will, with the final driver on the track, he is about to go across the line in a minute, round the final corner, and will take himself into 9th place and be the final car to finish qualifying. So we will have Ninja and Oro on the front row in this race, followed by Adam, EA, Alex, Jensen, Clint, Exception, Will, Mike as your top 10. And they were some fairly decent, pretty fantastic laps at the end of qualifying. Few drivers creeping in towards the end there, trying to take pole position off of Ninja, who set his lap early on in the session and takes it all the way to the end. He will be on pole, Oro in 2nd, Adam in 3rd, EA 4th, Alex, Jensen, Clint, Exception, Will, and whole host of others below. So, drivers, now sorting strategies out for the race. We have got 35 laps of racing ahead of us. Plenty of, well, hopefully plenty of overtakes to come. Plenty of battles ahead of us. Yeah, plenty of battles ahead of us. And probably a good old show from the drivers for the next 45 minutes or so when we get underway. I would suspect two-stop strategies for probably the majority of the field. Maybe the occasional driver attempting the one-stop. Tyre deck is fairly high though, and I would probably see a good few split strategies out there as well from teams, and no doubt a few random strategies as well, depending on how the race plays out. I will be back in a moment with the full race to come. Speak to you all in a moment. Right, so we have the formation up ahead of us, and let's find out what everyone is running for the tyres in this race. So, oh, Logan's left. Let's drop an invite quickly. Oh my days, too many people. So, fairly split grid of tyres. We've got the top four on the mediums, followed by Alex and Jensen on hards, the next three on the mediums. Split between Mike and Edgar on the hards and the mediums. McCoy, Seven, Rowdy, all on the hard tyres, along with Logan as well. And then the final four drivers, along with Mr. G, on the medium tyres. So, just under. So, just over half the grid on mediums, looking to go for the early pit stop. Maybe. Fair enough. So yeah, there we go. There's the strategies. A possible one stop, a possible two stop strategy there of a medium hard or a double medium stint on to a hard stint. So everyone loading. Everyone now just putting up to the grid. Here we go then. Fully lined up. We have got everyone back in the lobby as well. So, lap 1 will be underway. 5 red lights. Righty ho. Here we go. And we are off. Let's get this race underway. Ninja getting off to a good little start. Under attack from Oro fairly quickly there. And not quite able to make the move into turn 1. Adam going around the outside of T1 though, and making the move into P2 now. Oro fighting straight back for that position that he rightfully wants back, and managed to get in qualifying a moment ago. So Adam stays ahead now. They both go off track at turn 5 or 6. I can't even remember how many corners there are at the minute. And EA closely following. Ninja now just pulling away now in making early lead for himself in this race, while Oro and Adam fighting out for second position. So Oro now back ahead of Adam, and these two have given us some very early excitement in this race, and probably just a snippet of what could be unfolding throughout the rest, the next 34 laps ahead to come. So let's get that up, let's get that, and we are hopefully sorted here. So further down the field, let's head to the midfield fight at the minute. We've got plenty of cars here, all in a little line behind Clint, who's just actually getting back into the DRS zone of Alex. We are just seeing that on the timer screen though. We are watching here Jensen trying just trying to stay within this 3 or 4 tenths of Edgar at the minute, who's slowly falling off the back of the Williams ahead. This could leave Edgar vulnerable down the main straight once the DRS is activated, and may not be very helpful for the Aston Martin ahead. Jensen will probably just want to stay now within definitely want to stay within the second now. He is slowly falling back, whereas plenty of drivers behind, closing the gap between themselves and the cars ahead. This could open up a little bit over the next few laps. We've got plenty of drivers now just slowly creeping in towards the top 10 at the minute. We've got a yellow flag towards the back of the field there. It is a caution for the Sauber having a bit of a moment there in the mid pack, and that is unfortunate for Alex. So Clint now just closing the gap towards the top 5. He is fighting Mike here for 5th place. There is potentially an overtake gonna happen in the next probably lap or two, depending on what Mike can do for the defence on the Williams driver. But Clint seems to have some pace at the minute. He's definitely got a decent amount of race pace. We do see though Mike with the flashing red light just saving some power for the possible defence ahead of him. The DRS is actually active. We are lap 4 now, and Clint with DRS open down the outside of the Red Bull driver. And Mike not making that too difficult for Clint, knowing the battle is probably not with him right now, and maybe able to get Clint back. With Clint having the medium tyres, he's going to have that slight pace advantage at the minute. But the hard tyres will come back in this race, probably within the next, I would say by lap 10 or so. The mediums will start to, well, actually the mediums will probably drop off a little bit before that. The hards will start to come in to play probably around lap 7 or 8, and that's when the hard tyre runners can fight back. We've got a nice little battle going on for the top 3 spots here. EA just breaking into the DRS zone now as well. Not sure if EA was within 1 second as we crossed the detection zone. It will be close to find out. Let's have a little look. He is just over a second though as they come around the final corner. We've got Adam, Oro, Ninja fighting out for the lead. Oro with the DRS down into turn 2 we go. Ninja just braking a little bit later than Oro, keeping ahead, making putting a couple of attempts extra between the two, but Oro not giving up right now. He is aiming to win this race. He wants everything for he wants all the glory of this race quite clearly. He is gonna fight this right to the end. We hope the pit stops don't spread this race out too much, but with the top 5 now all on the mediums and probably going to be trying to play long game when they switch to the potential hards, it's going to be down to whichever one can maybe make a one-stop strategy work for them will probably win this race. But quite a very strong showing from all of these drivers in the opening 2 rounds of the season so far. It has been extremely close from them, and that is extremely close once again from Oro and Ninja. I'm not sure if a bit of contact was made there though, and Oro, we were clearly seeing, had to put the brakes on a little bit more so we didn't slam straight into the back of the Ferrari through turn 1. It is close between these two at the minute. and unfortunately EA just dropping off the back of Adam at the minute, but it is still a three-way fight for the lead. Adam just doing enough to stay in DRS. These guys once again giving us another brilliant early fight in the races, and same again as it was in Canada. Early battles, and some very, very close calls as well. Oh, there goes a flipping smashing grommet. Awesome. Oh well. Never mind. So Oro did slightly drop off of the DRS, but does claw it back just in time for the detection zone. Has DRS on Oro, closes that on Ninja, closes that gap back up. Adam also has DRS, almost a second behind at the minute, but is closing that gap back up again. Probably will stay within the second for a little bit longer. We'll need to start using a little bit more of that tyre now to close the gap between the top two. He is doing extremely well so far. He is only roughly 8 to 9 tenths behind at the minute, but that gap is starting to open once again. We'll jump back on board the leading cars in a moment. We've got a few battles heading further down the field. We've got Jensen on with Edgar an exception at the minute, with Rowdy in 10th place closely following behind. This is just a battle for 7th place. Let's see how feisty these drivers will get through the DRS zones in a couple of moments time. They are currently 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th for these guys. What sort of fight can they give us into turn 1 and through down into turns 2 and maybe turns 4, where they are likely to be the only sort of chances in this race. Nothing able to be done between these three guys, four drivers at the minute, and Edgar not quite close enough behind. Jensen just ever so slightly creeping towards the Aston Martin driver at the minute, but not quite able to get close enough to make a move into turns 1 or turn 3 or turn 2 at the minute. It is a tough and possibly painful race for a few of them. Just waiting for that perfect moment where they can get the move done, or possibly just waiting for a couple of mistakes from guys that they're fighting. The rest of the field just having a fair few gaps now from 11th place down. Each and every one of them just in their own little race, and a couple of drivers just falling quite far back at the minute. It's going to be a long race for those guys at the very back. So, Ninja, Oro, Adam still once again within touching distance of each other at the minute, and not much separating them. Less than 2 seconds between the three of them. It is 1.8 as we head to turn 4 and 5 now. These three, what can they give us this race? It has started to open up a little bit now between them, and with Adam now slowly falling off, have his tyres dropped off already. We are lap 9 of this race. Mediums are potentially starting to drop off and cause some issues for a few cars out there. Anything is possible at the minute. So heading into lap 10 in around any minute really, and will we see a few more drivers jumping in to a few drivers jumping into the pits. We've got Oro making a move round the outside of turn 1. Not sure what happened there, but it is a very good move. Into turn 2 we go. Oro sweeping that down the inside of turn 2. Ninja fighting it straight back down, straight back it round the outside of turn 3, and these two are giving everything now. Is one of them about to box? Is that why Oro is trying to jump ahead? Is he planning on making a pit stop now and trying to get track position ahead of Ninja? Could Oro just be using whatever tyre he's got left? Was he just saving? This could be quite interesting now between the two of them. Ninja doesn't look like he's got any too much tyre left. He could have been pushing slightly too much to stay ahead of the Aston Martin driver for the first 10 laps. This could be tough. It is the first penalty of the race goes to the Sauber of Alex. 3 seconds for track limits. So there we go. Ninja now with the DRS on Oro, very very close behind at the minute, goes to the inside of the track, sweeps round and retakes the lead of this race. Oro won't have the DRS, so for the run to turn 2 isn't too much of a worry though, does stay pretty close behind, has got fair amount of battery left at the minute. This could get pretty good now as we head probably head as we hit the 25% mark of the race. It is close now, well actually just over the 25% mark of the race, heading into the 50ish% mark of the race. We could, I'm not sure who's going to box out of these two at the minute. These two are fighting for everything on track at the minute. Ice with a 3-second penalty as well. Pizza with a 3-second penalty to add to the track limit worries round here as well. So both of them once again head round the final corner. Oro with DRS, Adam now as well, closing back up to the top 2. Clint has brought himself back into play towards the end of this first stint for everyone. Clint on the 11 lap old mediums along with everyone else, and Mike on the 11 lap old hard tyres, not able to quite close the gap to the leading 4 drivers at the minute, but these 4 giving us a good little fight. Mainly Ninja and Oro giving us a fight. We've got Clint on the back of Adam still. These two could be joining the fight for the lead any moment. Will Adam be able to catch up before the detection point? And there is a couple of corners to come. It is very possible for these two to be well within the fight by the time everyone makes a pit stop. It is very close as well. There we go. Adam in the DRS detection zone will have DRS down the main straight. Ninja will have plenty of cars behind him. I'm not sure if Oro got the DRS this time around. He didn't. He will start to drop back off. Did he take? I think he took too much time out, too much life out of the tyre for that fight for the lead a few laps ago. These drivers giving us a decent fight for the opening 13 laps. Adam now for the fight for second as Ninja starts to drive off into the distance. Sorry about that, needed a drink. So, Oro, Ninja, Oro, Adam, Clint, uh, leading the top 4 drivers at the minute. Adam and Clint take the top 2 spots. Oro and Ninja taking their pit stops now, trying to get the undercut done. As we see Clint going down the inside of turn 1 there, unfortunately making a small amount. What the what? Okay, Adam just turned into a ghost and an invisible. Fantastic, love it. Okay. So yeah, Clint going down the inside of turn 1, making a small amount of contact with Adam and having a bit of a moment between the two of them. Adam coming off the worst with the damage on the front wing. It is going to be costly through here. There is no end plate on that car. McCoy with a 3-second penalty. And yeah, that is just open the spot for P3 and P4 between these two. Once they have once everyone else is boxed, it is gonna be pretty tight now between Clint and Adam in this race. I think Adam could have the pace to get back at Clint though, but depending on how Clint plays this race out, it could well be him ahead of Adam come the end of it. So Mike and Jensen on their hard tyres are staying out. Adam jumps into the pits. Not many drivers boxing at the minute. EA has taken a pit stop. In fact, actually, we have had quite a few pit stops. As we were looking at the leading drivers, we were seeing stops all. There were stops all over the field. We've got the fight for P9 at the minute. Although getting past, back past Ninja, he is ahead of the. Well, it will be on the road eventually. Oro and Ninja leading this race once again in probably the next 4 or 5 laps when the hard runners start to box. We've got them now currently fighting for 9th and 10th. We've got McCoy on the old hard tyres very close behind and looking quite pacey compared to the 2 cars ahead of him, and he could get involved right now. He could change the outcome of this race. He has gone. Ninja has gone down the inside. It isn't McCoy, sorry. It is 7 that's just ahead of him, possibly changing the outcome of this race, holding the 2 drivers up as they go wheel to wheel. Does Ninja and 7. There is a small bit of contact between them. They have both come out of the corner though, and quite just about cleanly, as Oro swoops down the inside lead, the Ferrari driver and the Williams to jump ahead of both of them. Into 4th place they go, and once again giving us some fights worthy of the top 2 spots at the minute. So we will jump to the leading 2 cars currently on track of Mike and Jensen. The Haas driver really pushing the mediums to the limits, along with Mike and Rowdy. The only other driver, currently the only driver is, so is Alex and 7 as well, my bad. They are all on the 15 lap old hard tyres. McCoy as well joining them on the longer lasting tyres. How far can they push them? This is going to be a real test for them drivers with them tyres. What can they do and how far can they push them? We will see in a minute. Ninja and Oro fighting it out once again down this main straight. We've got Exception in the background, not quite able to make a move. He has got a good view of the overtake from Ninja. Up into P4 he goes. Alex has retired from the session. Not a good race from him today, by his standards at the moment. It is unfortunate to see him retiring the pit lane, and hopefully next week he can come back a little bit stronger. So that is very unfortunate to see. It's not very often we do see it from any drivers really. So Ninja has started to put away from Exception and Oro. Let's further down Adam fighting back up the grid. Or trying to fight back up the grid. He's currently 10th, fighting with 7, who's on a lot older hard tyres at the minute, and the pace advantage is really showing between the two tyres at the moment. Ahead of the Williams, he goes up into 9th place and won't have DRS. He did make the move probably a little bit earlier than some people would anticipate, but there was no point holding yourself up for too much longer, as we saw the Williams going slightly wide round the second to last corner, with McCoy closely following the Williams 7 at the minute as well, looking for that 10th position. He has got a 3-second penalty. He's got a bit of a gap between himself and Edgar behind in the Aston. So McCoy just trying to close that gap now. It's unfortunately not quite closing quick enough. He's roughly 8 tenths behind. He needs to try and get a bit closer to the car ahead. Try and avoid letting Edgar into the DRS DRS detection second area, but it is not quite paying off for him at the minute. We are seeing, actually, let's go up the grid. We've got a huge fight at the minute for 4th position between Rowdy, Oro, Exception, EA, Clint, Adam, currently 3.5 seconds off of this battle as well. We have got Mike jumping into the pits with roughly 16 laps to go, and Rowdy just getting passed by Exception and Oro for dropping down now to 6th place. He's just been passed by Clint as well, gets past. That is an unfortunate cut the corners for Rowdy, and not something he's going to want to see again. Passed by 4 cars in the opening couple of corners there of the lap, and them hard tyres just starting to majorly drop off for the Racing Bull driver. Will he consider a pit stop shortly? We've got Jensen also on 18 lap old tyres, and McCoy also on the extremely old hard tyres. They are still looking quite racy at the minute, but just as soon as you get in the dirty air with them, they are not doing the job properly. Will either of these guys consider a pit stop in the next few laps or not? Pizza making another stop for the medium tyres there. Unfortunately in last place for him at the minute. Exception making a move on Oro there up into P3. Ninja just pulling away 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack at the moment. Is in the net lead of this race. Has just got Jensen ahead of him, having to pit soon. Surely he will box in the next lap or two. He's on 19 lap old hard tyres. They must be starting to wear massively now. EA and Oro getting time penalties at basically the same times, at the same moments there, and that is going to be very costly for them in this race. We've got 3rd, 4th and 5th, roughly 1.6 seconds between each other at the minute, and not sure what they're able to do right now. Is anything able to happen? Can they try and close the gap into the DRS zones a little bit closer to try and make a move on the cars ahead of them. It is, as we said through qualifying, we said this could be difficult for overtakes in this race. We've seen a fair few, admittedly, in the opening stages, and with the gaps just starting to open up a little bit, it could get a little bit more difficult as we see EA making a move around the outside of we see Clint making a move around the outside of EA up into 5th place he goes. So, as we were saying, it could be quite difficult. Clint made that move look quite easy around the outside, and he is now just on the back of the Aston Martin driver. Could anything, what can he do on Oro here? He's looking extremely quick compared to the Aston driver, and we've got a slow moving Mercedes there. Pete's having a torrid time at the minute, not his greatest race at the moment, and extremely tough for him right now. So Clint 4 tenths behind. What is he going to do at the minute? He is closing and looking to make the move into turn 1. He has got the inside line. There is a little bit of wheel banging, and they make it through fairly cleanly in the end. And Clint just staying behind. They are still 4th and 5th between himself and Oro. Mike and Will having a little battle through turn 1 there. We didn't quite catch all of it, unfortunately. We did see it flicking between the two of them on the timing screen. So we will have a battle here though into unfortunately not able to do much between Ice or McCoy trying to get past for 12th position. Not able to do too much right now. We'll try and check back on that battle in a minute. I need to keep an eye on these on the interval a little bit better than what I have been this race. Come on. So Clint 2 tenths behind at the minute, gonna be well within touching distance into turn 1 side by side as they head to the braking zone, and Clint well ahead of Oro as they make the corner. Oro though trying to chase this back now and not able to regain the position. So Clint up into 4th, Oro down to 5th. This could last the final 13 laps in a minute. What else can they do? So Jensen finally making a pit stop on lap 24 of this race. He has taken them hard tyres an extremely long way compared to everyone else. We've got an overtake happening here with Mike on Will. Straight past, we just caught the tail end of that move, and Mike up into 9th, Will down into 10th. Ice also making a pit stop now in 11th place for the Alpine 7 with the fastest lap of the race at 19.3 at the minute on the medium tyre. So Mike and Will just starting to have a gap open up between them. We've got a little battle here for P18 and P19. Capitano gets past. Logan has jumped into the pits. It wasn't a battle for very long. I was expecting a little bit more, in all honesty. Wasn't sure. Was expecting a little more, but hey ho, what can we get when drivers need to box? So a battle into turn one we go. Adam and Oro not quite able to do too much here. We've got further up now. Clint on the back of Exception, just not able to get past this time around. Was basically pushing him round the hair. Turn 3, sorry, I've been calling it turn 2 race when it's turn 3. So yeah, just basically pushing the Red Bull round the corner. He's dropped off a little bit though. Could he have got a minor amount of damage through turn 3? I'm not too sure, but it can't be affecting him too much. He is still well within distance, or well within a shot of getting past Exception through the 2 DRS zones. Ninja now just heading on to lap 26, I believe it is, in a moment. We have got a yellow flag. It's unfortunately Capitano having a moment, and we do have... Is it a safety car? Yeah, we do have a safety car on lap 26 of this race. This is going to throw a lot of the strategies out of the window now. 9 laps to go. Will we see any of these leading cars get rid of the hard tyres and maybe go back to the mediums if they have any left? While this is happening, I'll be back.
Well, you were trying. You tried a few times.
Oh, unless it was just a knocking the balls, I don't know. Just offered it to him and didn't want it. Right, so we've seen a few drivers, the whole of the top 4 boxing For the medium tyres, we've got Jensen now in P2 on 3 lap old mediums. We've had pretty much the whole field box for the fresh tyres for the remaining laps. And we will probably see a very tense and close end to this race. The safety car will probably be out for another 2 laps maybe, and well, looking at where everyone is, probably another 3 laps of the safety car, and 4 maybe 5 laps of actual racing. It will be close. Moves will be probably just, well, I hope we don't have a repeat of last week where moves just went out the window and everyone just threw it down the inside for the pure fun of it. So let's hope when the restart gets underway, let's hope it will be clean and we will see some brilliant racing for the remainder. We've got 7 cars to catch up, so probably 3 more laps, I would say. So, lap 29, we've got everyone pretty much behind the safety car, just waiting on the final 3 drivers now. We've just seen Capitano jump back into the pits for another fresh set of mediums. Let's see. So Jensen somehow pulling off a 1-stop currently. He done absolutely brilliantly to take the hards as long as he did. We've got pretty much Ninja, Clint, Exception, Oro probably all would have done 1-stops had it not been for the safety car. In fact, maybe the whole field may have done, looking at this. And we've had some very good racing so far. The safety car will be in this lap. We will have roughly, including the final lap, 6 laps of racing once we go green in a moment or two. So Ninja leading us away in this race, followed by Jensen, Clint, Exception, EA, Adam, Oro, Edgar, Mike, Will, Rowdy, McCoy, 7, Mr. G, Ice, Badger, Logan, Pizza and Capitano have all gone now after the restart. Who have we got in the pits? We've got Logan in the pit lane at the minute. It's unfortunate for him, such late timing on that one. That is not good for the McLaren team today. Neither drivers having their best races at the minute, as Ninja is just pulling away. Adam with a 3 second time penalty for track limits there. So Jensen, Ninja pulling away from the rest of the field at the minute. Clint just creeping outside that DRS marker of a second. He is not going to be able to quite keep up with the Haas of Jensen at the minute. Although he is trying his best, he is doing what he can. And Exception closely following with EA and Adam, also extremely close behind. Oro also trying to stay within the second mark of this race, second mark of the car ahead of him. Although with EA, Adam and Oro having 3 second penalties, it is gonna be quite tough for them to get a podium today, but they will probably do their best and try and fight till the checkered flag for whatever they can in the remaining bit of this. We have got 5 laps to go. This could well be anyone's for that final podium position. We've got Clint, Exception and Jensen all in this fight for P2, P3 and P4. This could get very good between them, and there's only a second separating them at the moment as well. We've got a yellow flag towards the back there as well. That is unfortunate for what I can only think is the Mercedes of Pizza, and very difficult race for him today as well. So with not much separating Jensen down to Oro and then Edgar down to Rowdy at the minute. 2 little battles going on, not separated by very much. However, Edgar only a couple of seconds off of this pack ahead of him, and it is 7 having an unfortunate moment in the second DRS zone. He has DNF from this race. It is only a yellow flag in that part of the circuit as well. We won't have a safety car. It is too late. It's too close to the end for it to come out. We have got 3.5 laps to go, and this could still be anyone's for the podium position. Clint just falling off the back of the Haas ahead. Ninja has basically taken this race by storm. He was having a fantastic battle earlier on with Oro and Adam. He has since then gone on to pretty much walk away from it from the after the pit stops. It is extremely tough for anyone to get close to the Ferrari at the minute, especially with how much clean air he has ahead of him compared to everyone else on the track at the minute. And Jensen just keeping Clint and Exception behind. They are the only 2 drivers at the minute that can threaten the podium position of the Williams. So the Red Bull and the Alpine drivers just keeping close, keeping their eye on potentially what could happen ahead of them. We are 3 laps away from the end. We've got a 2.5 second gap from the leader here, and only 1.3 separating 3 of the top 5 drivers as well. 3 of the top 4 drivers, sorry. And I'm not sure who will come out on top here. We've got Clint at the minute within touching distance of P2 2 at the moment. It is a three-way battle here. We've just seen a small overtake at the small overtake from Adam on EA now. He has got Oro as well, closing on quickly. This could be a decent little fight for 5th, 6th and 7th. They've backed off from the top 4 a little bit now and having their own little fight in this race for the I can't even remember what I was going to say now. Oh well. So let's just double check what penalties they are all on in a minute. See how much of a dent this could make in any of their races. So EA's on 6 penalty, 6 seconds. Adam and Oro on 3 seconds. That could be extremely tough for EA. He is gonna potentially drop all the way down to possibly 11th, maybe even 12th in this race. It's not been an easy one for him, and possibly this could be a lot of drivers' race to forget today. It has been tough for a lot of them. We have got exception being chased down from the Williams behind. He did get past in the DRS zone a moment ago, and now in P3 he's fighting for and trying to defend nicely there. He is trying to make it as clean as possible. He is doing what he's allowed to do to some extent. He did go slightly wide. It's unfortunate for exception there. He has got a closing Williams. It is potentially going to be exception's podium there. He could well finish P3. We are about to see Ninja cross the line for the win in this race. He takes the Hungary Grand Prix P1, and it is Jensen, Exception, Clint, Adam, Oro, EA, Will, Rowdy. That is going to be all jumbled for a moment, so we'll go and check that in a second. Mr. G will come across the line in 13th for definite. Then it is Ice Badger, Logan Capitano, and Pizza to round off the grid. So let's jump up here and we'll find out how much of it actually changed. So we've got Ninja takes home the win in this race, followed by Jensen and Exception on the podium, with Clint Edgar in 5th place, Adam in 6th, Oro 7th, Will 8th, Rowdy jumps up to 9th place, Mike in 10th, EA unfortunately down to 11th with that 6-second penalty. Then it was McCoy, Mr. G, I'll have a look in a second. My keyboard won't work properly. So there is your podium. A very good race from that man in the middle of Ninja. A very good drive overall for him, and takes home the fastest lap as well and the race win. So let's jump through all of this for a moment, because otherwise I will forget. Scrape through all the warnings and incidents very, very quickly, and all of the pit stops. Plenty of them in this race. Not many front wing changes, quite surprisingly. So we've got Ninja, Jensen, Exception as your podium, Clint, Edgar, Adam, Oro, Will, Rowdy, Mike, EA, McCoy, Mr. G, Ice, Badger, Logan, Capitano, Pizza, Seven, and Alex rounding off the grid. Unfortunately, Seven and Alex were the ones to DNF in this race. Seven quite late on. Alex with a pit lane retirement. So we've had a very good race here, and hopefully we'll see some even more battles in our next race. Thank you everyone for watching today. We will be back for, we'll just double check, the first sprint weekend of the first sprint week of the season in Brazil. So until then, thank you everyone, and goodbye.